Hi guys, how are y'all? Hi Jim, how are you? Hi Carl. Hi Jenny. South Africa. Wow, that is brilliant. Hi Edward, how are you keeping? Hi Catherine. I'm good, thanks Catherine. Hi Elaine. I'm good. I'm only in the door, guys. The usual of a Sunday evening. It's just 7 o'clock here. We were off trying to get a few things done. They didn't all go as planned. The weather hasn't been well. One video I got, the weather wasn't great, and we were heading to somewhere else, and it just started to rain. Hello, Brenda. How are you? Um, what did you think of Temple Michael, guys, and that mausoleum? Hi, Julie. The mausoleum and that castle, wasn't it just amazing? Um, I'm still really excited about that video. I think it's probably one of my favorites for sure. Um, 1 p.m. Elaine. Wow. Yeah, catching it. That's a great way of saying it. Absolutely epic, and it really was. Hi, Karen. I had spotted that place online, and it just showed the area. It didn't show um the mausoleum as such. Kind of just glimpsed by it. So I wasn't really expecting to get those shots inside. So I was when I seen the little tiny slits that we had in the window and then in the door as well. I wasn't expecting to even be able to get in, because a lot of those in Ireland you might see and you might think, yeah, we'll get in, but it's usually just completely bricked up. Hi, Alexandra, how are you? Yeah, and then the castle, guys. Also, when you look at that online, it just looks like it's just this one wall. But then to be able to go down and go up, and that spiral staircase that was kind of going up and little bits of it jutting out of the walls was just, oh, it was just amazing. Yeah, Julie, it's definitely up there with my favorite for sure. And then there's supposed to be there was other kind of ghost stories there as well. Um, the woman, she counted as she walked back down from that beautiful big house, Ballinatray House. She cursed. I think there was 13 steps, and she cursed it 13 times coming down back down from the steps after being turned away. And then there was also ghost stories about people could hear organs from inside the church and stuff. So now, unfortunately, it didn't happen for us, but I just felt it was just a magical place. Yeah, Carl. I think there were 7 coffins, guys. What do you reckon? And I definitely think that one at the back, as we were looking from the door, kind of between the two larger ones, was definitely that of a child, I would say. Unlucky 13, yeah, Catherine. It was supposed to have been anyone that was in the house, she cursed, and the area then as well. Now, I don't know how true that is. Like, yeah, Alexandra, it was just, I don't know, the whole place was just amazing. Now, I would have loved to have gone across read more headstones, but the ground was like that underneath it. It was really, really hard to walk on. It was like there was little holes, and then there was these unmarked graves there as well. So anywhere I tried to get in, it was just too, like, when you can't see what's underneath you, it's really, really hard to walk on. Yeah, Greg, it was. It was just one of those videos that, there's sometimes that I've researched a place and think, wow, this is going to be amazing. And then you get there and it's not quite, the video doesn't work out as well. But that one, I didn't go in there knowing that the castle was, I knew the castle was there, but I didn't know we could see as much as we did. And then with the mausoleum, I just wasn't expecting, I haven't seen anything online uh, that showed that you could actually see in, like. Hello, Tommy the cat. How are you keeping? Jim, you and your book. I am hard set to um, make it through a day without trying to put. I know what you mean. It would be beautiful to get. I do love taking photos, but what I'm inclined to do is take a photo, share it on either YouTube or some sort of social media, and then I delete it off my phone. So I don't really keep stuff. And the way things are now, I don't ever print anything anymore. It's terrible to say, but I don't. Hi, Mike. How you keeping? Oh, thanks, Catherine. Hi, Tammy. How are you? We were at. I did a video. Um, was it during the summer? It was in McKenna Castle, and it might some of you might remember. Hi, Kylie. Some of you might remember it was we did the graveyard, St. Declan's graveyard, and there was right in the middle of the graveyard, overlooking beautiful scenery, was this high tower, and St. Declan's crypt, I suppose you call it, or oratory, I think they call it, is there. And then from there we went up to McKenna Castle, and then we went to the McKenna Mausoleum. And for a while now, I've wanted to go back because that mausoleum, I mean, you'll see it in the video. It had two, the side of it was completely gone. It would have been like two glass windows in it, and one of them was bricked up, and the other side, the glass was completely gone. It's like iron. I don't know, kind of the glass was. It was kind of, maybe it was stained glass or something, but when we went up there before, the whole side had kind of fallen away from it. The front of it was fallen away from it. There was a huge crack around the top of the mausoleum, and it just looks like it's ready to crumble. But inside it was two lead coffins, and it had been vandalized, and um, I don't know. The lead looked like it had been kind of almost like somebody had got a tin opener and pulled, ripped really the lead back. And hi, Larry, how are you keeping? Um, Jim, he went up with me. We're not in the tower now. We couldn't get into the tower, but we did. The two of us went up into the castle. He had to help me about it. um, but yeah, so it's been on my mind for quite a while. Uh, is the mausoleum going to ever be fixed? Has it been fixed? So that's where we actually ended up today. Now, I had something else planned as well, but the day just went belly up really. The weather, it became dark very, very fast, and it just started to, this real heavy rain started. So it didn't work out for the second video, and I was hoping to go live and everything else, and that's Ireland for you. The reception was really bad. But so I went back to St. Declan's. That's Ardmore in Waterford. And are you working, Larry? Yes. Uh, Hi, Cemetery Views. How are you? But yes, we went back to St. Declan's, and I did a little bit of a walk around the graveyard and into the monastery there. The monastery is gorgeous. It has these amazing, I don't know what kind of carvings in the wall and all. But so we did that there, and then I just couldn't wait to go to the mausoleum. Now, I didn't do the castle today because I think you've seen it all, but I really wanted to go back to the mausoleum. And so we went up to the mausoleum, and you will see it. I'll upload it this week. But unfortunately, the mausoleum hasn't been touched. It is still very much, it just looks like it's going to crumble. And we've those two lead coffins. Well, they're not lead, they're outside is timber, but they're kind of lead lined and would have had a lead top to it. So I videoed that again, tried to get in as near as I could, and tried to, we can even see it's like clot on the inside of the coffin. I can't remember what that's called. You know, the inlay in the coffin, that lovely material to put in around the body. You can see that still in the coffin. Now, I won't know till I go into edit to see if there's anything in there. I presume it's a few 100 years old. Maybe there's nothing there to see. But it is such a shame. It's actually heartbreaking to see these people lived in a castle, and they made, or the wife made this beautiful, beautiful mausoleum, and that gorgeous, gorgeous marble statue is, there as well. It's kind of, you can't, if you don't know that it's there, you won't see it. You will drive straight by it, and it's so sad to see that these obviously wealthy, a wealthy family, um, to go and do all of that, the mausoleum, the whole lot, and just to see the way it is now. I get that castles, go into ruin and whatever, but to see the mausoleum like that and that nobody is looking after it, it'll kind of break your heart, really. Hi, Ben. Ben, St. Declan's was really cool. Yeah, I actually read when I went to St. Declan's, it's this oratory. Um, so I just read the little bit of information on it while I was videoing, and it just says that, yeah, he was here before, way before St. Patrick, and that when you look into the oratory, it's kind of caged off, all right, but you can look in, you can see just, uh, the ground, but then it looks to me like it steps down into it. Now, they say that the body is gone. Um, why, I don't know. Maybe for, I don't know, people went in and for relics, or I don't know what people do with bodies. It's just, it's crazy that he's not still there. Maybe he was moved. I don't know. I'm missing something that Jim said. Where can I find a dragon? Are you buying a castle, Jim? Oh, Larry, thanks a million. That's so sweet of you. Thank you so, so much. So Jim, are you buying a castle or have you bought one? What's the story? I've missed some of the chat. Catty from Texas is here. How are you, Catty? I was just telling Cathy I had planned a live out somewhere else, but the rain just, we could see it while I was videoing in St. Declan's. We could see it. Do you know, off in the distance coming? But you also may see that I just shared a little short, uh, just up from St. Declan's. There's this amazing cliff walk. So we just kind of went down there quickly while the weather was there, and I just shared that the views there are just stunning. I mean, breathtaking. But as we were kind of coming back from our walk, we could see this dark black cloud coming. So I was kind of rushing to try and get to the other cemetery, but that didn't happen then because the rain did come. But it's a another place down in Dungarvan in County Waterford. So we will be going back there hopefully soon. Hi, Jim. How are you? Central Texas. Wow. Oh, Tommy the Cat. What is your dream? Is it a castle? I presume it is. I was talking to Hazel in chat, and she said as well that she could imagine herself. I don't think we've Hazel here. She could imagine herself dressed up in a castle, and I said, right, guys, if my channel goes and we're doing well on the channel, I will invite you all. We will get a castle somewhere. And I was telling this to Hazel, and I mean it completely. If we do well here, we will meet, please God, and we'll go to a castle for you all. Irish Eyes is here. Well, he was with me all day, so. Hi, Noreen. How are you? Yeah, do you know the countryside in Ireland? I mean, I was just saying today, you only really have to drive from where I am right now, really maybe 40 minutes to beautiful scenery down in Rosslare Harbour. That's where the boats are, and they have a lovely cliff walk down there as well. But really, realistically, if I drove an hour, an hour and a half, my God, the scenery, it is just stunning, absolutely beautiful. Hi, Rod, how are you keeping? Hi, Betty. You're all right, Betty. We're only having a chat. I was just explaining. Nana D is here, guys. Elaine, I hope you get here. You will not be disappointed. And I'm not just saying this. The Irish people are, they're so. I mean, I'm Irish myself, obviously, like, but we are a great bunch in the sense that we are very welcoming to everybody that comes here. Tommy the Cat, do you have anything like that at all where you are? Do you know, like I've showed you, like Temple Michael there, the that old church, what did I say, 1820s. Oh, thank you, Janice. Thank you so, so much. Appreciate that. 1820s, I think the church was. Um, like, do you have, I don't know. I mean, when I look at cemeteries abroad, I'm in awe of them. I mean, I love them. Um, I love the mausoleums, the monuments, the memorials. I love all of that. And like, we've nothing like that here. But then when I see the comments and people saying, that they adore what we have here, it's strange. But I mean, I do have I do love, the old, even the abandoned churches when there's an old graveyard. It's just, it's breathtakingly beautiful. And then when you can get to read, um, the date of death or the name, it just makes it all worthwhile. Ring a Skiddy. It would be around that area. I don't know to be 100% sure. I have heard of it. Um, I'm trying to think. Maybe Irish Eyes will know that. Ring a Skiddy. I've heard of it. Yes, Salty Penny, you have. That is probably a good way of putting the Irish. We're definitely up for a laugh. And as I said, just very welcoming. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I get that impression myself. Just even, I'm Irish. I'm from Ireland. I'm here all my life, but we're just a good old bunch. Tammy, the oldest. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? The oldest. Let me see now. The oldest one we found was in Carlow, and it was 1622. And then down in Youghal, in St. Mary's, what was it? Was it 1632, guys? That was last week. Kathy, my grandmother had auburn hair when she was younger. Her surname was Ellis. Ellis. It's not a name I would be familiar with, Kathy, to be honest with you. I'm trying to think, do I know anybody with that surname even? I don't. Have you a connection, Kathy, with Ireland? Like, have you relatives from Ireland by any chance? Yeah, Catherine, I'm not. Irish Eyes, you're on there. What was it called again? Sorry, Catherine. Ring is Skiddy, was it? Oh, sorry, now I'll have to go back. I'm terrible for forgetting everything. Da, 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 da. Yeah, Ring of Skiddy. Is that Cork Irish Eyes? I have I just have it in my head. It's Kerry. Now I don't know why I'm saying that even. Yeah, Julie, that is true. Lil, is it Lil Elaine? Hi Walter, how are you? Right, Walter, the old hag. That is, I don't know, is that something everybody knows about around the world, or is that an Irish thing? Um, the old hag is, um, let me see, the take on it is if you are asleep and your brain wakes up before your body, if this makes sense, that you get a feeling of being paralyzed. Um, there is, let me just see now, sorry guys. Um, we have a bit of a troll online, but anyway, sorry. The old hag, yeah. It is, yeah, so sorry, your brain, I think it is, wakes up before your body and it gives you that feeling of being paralyzed. And that is one reason for it. The other reason that people talk about the old hag is when a spirit, I suppose, comes to visit you, and it's more of a haunting or a feeling of that. It had happened to me several years ago and happened almost every night. I would go asleep. I would get that horrible feeling. I would try to wake up. I would call out for help. No one would hear me. And then uh, you'd end up falling asleep anyway, and it would happen to you. But the funny thing about it, when it happened to me, it continued to happen. And then it seemed to be that other people that either stayed in the house or, would visit the house, they would also have that same feeling. And so that house in particular, we did call a priest in and he did bless the house. And he kind of confirmed that there was a haunting in the house, that somebody else that had visited us instead had brought it with them. So it was quite strange, but it refers, other people refer to it as the old hag. So that is that and my take on it. And I would never like it to happen to anybody. And I certainly didn't like it. And sorry about that troll, guys. I think he is gone now. Did that make sense, even, guys, what I was trying to explain there? The old hag. Oh, thank you, Walter. Really, really appreciate that. Did it make sense, Walter? Has it happened to you? Is that why you've brought it up? I know we kind of hit on it there. Oh, God, was it 2 weeks ago, maybe? A week ago, maybe we were talking about it. Yeah, Janice, I have read that name, Broderick, a lot, actually. And now that you say it, it is a name that I have happened on a few times. And yeah, so that's nice, actually. Yeah, Yes, there's no snakes in Ireland. Thank God. I don't know where I would be, guys, if I had to go through the stuff I've gone through for videos and I knew there were snakes there. I don't think I'd be doing it. Yeah, cemetery views. You have a video up. We'll be watching that later. Oh, Kathy, thank you so, so much. Guys, you're very, very kind. And just to say that that is an amazing help to help me get around to these places. And, I can't do it without all ye. And it's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. Um, I hope you have seen that our little channel is growing and I'm getting very, very excited. I would love to reach 2K by Christmas. That would be my Christmas present. Um, I kind of watch it every now and again, and it's going up, and it is just, oh, it's so excited. Oh, Tommy the cat. The closest I have been to a snake is behind a glass, in a glass tank in our local pet shop, and it just gives me the, oh, I don't know, maybe it's because you just think that snakes are going to bite. I don't know what it is. I did touch one once years and years ago, and I was kind of shocked that, you'd kind of think they're going to be slimy or something, and it wasn't. Kind of like leathery feel, maybe, or something. Hi, Chad, how are you? Um, Catholics would be buried in a, I mean, sometimes it's in cemeteries on their own, but the majority of Catholics are buried in a graveyard with the church there as well. Um, but there are cemeteries, and it's becoming a thing that, I have gone to several cemeteries, and it just, the size of some of them are just amazing. They kind of just, you'd have the old, and then, you'd have the next lot, and then suddenly off in the corner, they've added another one for more burials. But the majority of Catholics are buried, excuse me, in a graveyard, and there's, more than likely the church there. Oh, Jim. Snakes are definitely not fluffy, Jim. I don't know what snakes. Ah, Thomas, thank you so, so much. I really appreciate it. How are you keeping, Thomas? Really, Janice? A snake over a spider? Oh no. No, I don't mind spiders. We don't have massive spiders or anything, but I've seen ones, I suppose. That would possibly be the biggest one, but they're kind of all legs. They're horrible, and they're usually in your bat. Kylie, would you see many snakes now, just for curiosity? You know, would you? Is it something that you'd happen on, like? Oh, Tommy, no, thank you. No way. A python around mine. No, thank you. Oh, that is the kind of what I tell you. Do you know, Tommy? Actually, the ones I really, really don't like are the they're just completely white. They're pythons, and they're huge, and they're just, oh, I don't know what. Oh, yuck! No thanks. Ah, that's lovely, Thomas. We're delighted to have you here. Yeah, Alexandra, that is. unfortunately correct, I think. Really, Cheryl? Oh my God. A Komodo dragon. Are they poisonous, Tommy? Ugh. I don't think I'd like to go near them either, to be honest. I don't think, do we have ticks here? I don't know, actually. I've never, thank God, I've never come across anything like that. That's them, Tommy, the albino. Oh my God, I cannot, I don't know what it is about them. Oh, uh, yuck. And I tell you, it's probably because I've seen videos of them and they always just look so, I don't know, so scary. Actually, seen a video there last week, I think it was on TikTok, and this python, part of him was coming down through the ceiling, and your man pulled back the ceiling, and this thing just fell with it was just the worst thing ever to watch. Do we have more trolls, Irish eyes? Really, Brenda? Oh, yuck. Oh, I couldn't imagine getting up in the morning and going out and finding a snake. Oh, really, Catherine? Wow. Ballysuggan, is that right? How old would you be talking, Catherine? Oh, rattlesnakes, that's another one, Jim. Yuck. What is a water musk? Is that it? Coral snakes? Oh, yuck. What are they, Greg? Lime ticks, oh Lord. Lads, we certainly do go off in tandems, don't we? The 1800s, oh brilliant. That is cool. We've kind of got to the stage on this channel now that when you come across an 1800, like yeah, it's old, and then you see the 1700s, and then we've seen the 1600s. Now that's what I'm kind of looking for now, you know. Oh, Tommy the cat. I don't know whether I could. I don't think I could watch it. A scorpion, not a hope. Not a hope. I just couldn't, lads. I swear to God, I'm even getting. Give me a little dog any day, and I'm happy. A dog or maybe a cat or a bunny rabbit. Nothing else, thanks. No problem at all, Brenda. Mind yourself. Take care, and we will talk to you soon. But yeah, so getting back from all this animal talk, we're so funny, aren't we? We always kind of go off. Are there snakes in your? Is there snakes in England? I don't think there is. I don't think there is. Wales or Scotland? No, no, I don't think so. No, Ben, I just, I don't know. It's just look at them; they're so big. You have a Yorkie, Tommy, do you? I have a little Staffordshire Terrier. Now I know people all say, "Oh, little Staffies are They're not the best pet, but when I tell you now, this dog is an absolute baby. We've had her since she's a tiny, tiny little pup, and she is just, she's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I had loads of bunny rabbits, Elaine, when I was, not well, not that awful long ago. I had one, would you believe, that would walk beside me out on in my home place, beside me on the lawn, and would come when I called her. But unfortunately, she had paralysis of her back legs, and the vet said he would have to put her down, and I begged him not to. And he said, right, we'll give her some medicine, and if she's no better, within a couple of weeks they would have to put her down. She wasn't in any pain because he checked all that, and I think I had her for a week more, and I went out and she had died herself. So it was really sad. She was such a good little rabbit, you wouldn't believe. No way, Catherine. She remembers going to Ballysugan many years ago at night with some friends. Couldn't believe what I saw. A tall cross, maybe 8 foot tall, had a whitish glow coming from the top of it. No way. Wow. Chad, I don't, unfortunately. I left the dog with my oldest son, so he has her now. She is a bit nuts in the sense that she is always wanting to say hello to everybody. She tangles you up in her lead. She jumps into every car that has a door open, so she would be inclined to get into any car that is there. If they open the door, she'll get into it. Like, um, she's what is she now? She must be 9 years old, but she still is just like a puppy in the sense she just constantly wants to play and wants to be petted and wants to be loved by anybody that walks by her. She will just roll on her back and be quite happy to do that all day. I'll have to look at that, Tommy. It's just really small here now. I can't see the picture properly. I'd say that, Tommy. Concordia. Is that how it's said, Jim? Concordia. Lots of old West gunfighters are in that cemetery. I grew up watching old westerns with my father, would you believe? Love it. I owned a husky years ago, and he just wasn't the best dog to have around kids. He didn't like to be loved or petted. Um, he was just, he was a strange dog. Um, just not, didn't enjoy walks, didn't enjoy being petted. When he'd come into the house, he was always kind of like on guard, and he I couldn't figure him out, and I ended up having to give him to a friend who had other huskies. Um, I just couldn't. He was always kind of grumpy and not vicious or anything like that, but just cross, do you know. And I wanted him for the kids to enjoy as well, so I had to make the decision that um, our friends would take. We called him Ozzy, but Ozzy went to a different home then, unfortunately. Have you, Janice? What do you clean gravestones with, Janice? Hi Nancy, how are you keeping? Did he, Tommy? Wow. I know a friend of mine had a dog, also a little staff. He had diabetes and he was on the verge of going into a coma. And the dog was able to alert him, and he was able to take his injection. So it is quite amazing. Dogs are fantastic. Thank you, Cemetery Views. I'll watch your video now later. Enjoy putting up your Christmas decorations. Irish Eyes loves the German Shepherd dogs. A sheepoo. A shipoo? Is that right? Is that a poodle and something else? A cross, maybe? Yeah, Elaine. I wanted the husky for ages and ages and ages, and then decided to go and get her, and it just didn't work out for me, unfortunately. And I tried so hard, and he wasn't that kind of a dog at all. He was kind of leader of the pack, I think. This D2N. Oh, D, is it just D2, Janice? I have heard, I don't think that is in Ireland. I have not come across it. It would probably be something that maybe I'd get online. Um, but is it a spray? What is it? And do you add it to water, or what is the story with it? It sounds like it's a brilliant way of cleaning headstones from what I've seen and heard. Oh, Nancy, I hope you are better. Mind yourself, Nancy. Jim, do you know something? I used to think that the body was actually inside the tomb. I presumed that, I mean, those are called the box tombs. I think that's the ones you're talking to. There's tabletop tombs and different ones, but those box tombs, I used to always think that the body was just right inside it. And then, of course, as I went around, I did find a few that were caved in, as you said. And it's so deep down. You're talking maybe 6, 7 feet down. And I actually don't know. Is it just more of a monument over where that person is buried, or what? I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Hi, Chantabelle, how are you? So it's just like in a spray bottle, is that right? Do you have to mix it or anything? And Larry, you agree, D2 solution. And does this then, I mean, is it for certain headstones? Like we have slate headstone here, we've limestone, we have the marble. Is it something that will clean everything? And I mean, is it for, do you know the way you see, I don't know whether over in America you are affected as much, or overseas, should I say, do you know what that lichen? It's like a fungus or a moss that just takes over the headstone. It's it could be green. I've seen orange. I've seen blue. I've seen um, white. It's all kind of part of this moss and lichen and like a fungus that grows. But it actually does. It eats away at the headstone over times. Yeah, Thomas. I mean, do you know something? When I'm out doing, say, like I've said this a million times probably, when I'm doing a live, it is really, 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 really hard in Ireland to get coverage to do a live. Sometimes I have been lucky, and then other times I think it's great coverage, and then when I go to uh, do the video, it just doesn't work. And then as well, when I'm doing a live, you're obviously watching and you're reading and everything else, and so I don't always get to see everybody's comments. So it's lovely to have a chat like this, and I kind of get to know you all a bit better. Now, don't ask me where you're all from, because I will completely forget. Come in the next hour, I'll be thinking, oh my God, where was that person from again? Greetings to South Africa. That's from Alexandra. Good, Chantabelle. I'm delighted to hear that. Green lichens on stone here. Is it just green, Greg? Just out of interest. Cool, Larry. I might actually look into that. I mean, so you spray it on and then you brush it off, I presume, or brush it into it maybe. Years ago here, and I can remember uh, doing it with my family would go maybe once or twice a month, I suppose, just to maintain the headstones, or the plots, the graves, and they would, it always, from what I can remember, it was bleach and water, and they would scrub it with a big coarse brush, probably doing loads of damage. And then sometimes, maybe once a year or once every second year, we would bring in a man with is it a sand blaster or something like that, and he would, you know, do this, and the damage it must have been doing really was just, ridiculous. Like, I have actually also seen like a blue lichen Irish eyed on headstones here, but it is usually the green, the white. The white, when it's on headstones here and it's left, it almost looks like somebody has come along and painted parts of the headstone. It is just so strange. Oh, Nancy, I'm not that young. I am not that young, Nancy, but thank you for that. Chantabelle, do you know something? I absolutely adore going out there, and the weather doesn't bother me as long as it's not spilling rain, because if it's raining, I can't take the gimbal and the camera out. It's pointless for me. And then if you've got a gimbal, or a gimbal usually is in my right hand, a torch, an umbrella, it just proves just way too difficult. And that's what happened today. It started to rain and we had to come home. So no damage, and it keeps working for at least a year. Wow, that is amazing, Janice. Wow, Larry. God, that sounds like it's miracle stuff. And it doesn't damage, the writing, or you see, we have, I don't know whether ye have it, and I'm sure you've seen it on my videos. Do you know those little they're like, now I'm saying they're lead letters. I can't be 100% sure, but I think they are. And they would sit on the headstone itself, and they're kind of like they're pushed into little tiny holes, and then the letters is, it sits into these little holes, because I've seen them after they've fallen off, and they've left these little holes in the headstone. So I'd imagine if you went near that at all with any kind of brush, or that it might pull them off. I don't know whether you have them over there, Larry. Do you have things like that over there, where the letters are like um made out of lead, and they're just all separate little pieces pushed into the headstone? Hi, Randy. Randy, how are you keeping? Hi, Jean. Hi, oh my word. Oh, Tommy, is it snowing? You are so lucky, guys. I love autumn. Um, Today now I was noticing a change in the sense of all the autumn leaves have now fallen and you're walking on slushy brown dead leaves, and it's always a bit yucky and a bit dangerous to walk on actually. But then snow, I don't like getting snowed in or stuck in a house, obviously, and then it's dangerous for people. Hi, Cameron, how are you? Um, but I just adore snow falling and being able to stand in it. That is magical. You're to keep the snow, Tommy. Jim doesn't want it. Yeah, Larry, it's hard to explain it. I know I have pointed it out in some of my videos. I love them. They are so unique, but unfortunately, over time, Larry, the letters just they fall off it, and it makes it really, really hard to read it. You kind of have to try and guess what those letters were to be able to put the name together, if you know what I mean. Yeah, Nana D, I am going to do a little bit of looking for uh, that stuff myself. I would love to even just, I'd love to try it. I mean, I've a cemetery not too far away from me, and I could even just try it there just to see. I mean, my wish uh, would be to do all those headstones that we love and we have seen on my channel and just clean all these areas up. Honestly, you couldn't do it. I couldn't do it on my own, but it would be. I'd love to pick one or two cemeteries and just do it. Have you, Kylie? Wow. Do you know the photos on tombstones are just amazing. Um, when we were kind of doing a quick walk around, not in St. Declan's, but the other one that I wanted to do, but it started raining. I am seeing more and more of those porcelain photos going up on those headstones, and even say somebody that died in, say 1940. Now people are going back to those older headstones and putting up those photos, those little porcelain photos, and it is just, I just not everybody loves them. I absolutely adore them. Unfortunately, recently I did find one. Where were we? We were in Tipperary. We were trying. I think it was St. Patrick's. We were trying to find a grave for one of our subscribers. Now, when we got St. Patrick's, it was absolutely massive, and she had no idea uh, where this person was buried. So it was kind of like looking for a needle in a haystack, but it had beautiful photos there as well. But I came across a photo of a little baby, and it was a baby that had passed. It was the only photo they had. The baby was stillborn and a beautiful, beautiful little baby. But it was such a sad, sad photo, and obviously the only photo that they have of that little baby. It's just heartbreaking. But I do love those photos. It kind of brings them. It's more of a personal touch, I think. And it definitely makes you stop and look. Greenbelt, Maryland is cold, kind of cold, but sunny. Is it, Thomas? We had last week, it was a real, in Ireland here, we call it the northerly wind, and it brings snow. And that's what it felt like. All last week, it felt like we could just wake up with a blanket of snow. It didn't happen. But it was really, really freezing. Today was much warmer, but as I said, that brought the rain, unfortunately. Does it, Kylie? So you know what I'm on about, those lead letters, and I don't know how you would save. the letters on that, they do pull away from the headstone over time. Yeah, Catherine, they absolutely tell a story, don't they? Ah, Susan, I'm sorry for that. Sometimes YouTube can be a real, it has a mind of its own at times. Now, I know I kind of said quickly that I'd jump on board. I was just telling the guys I tried to do a live today, but the reception was absolutely ridiculous. And then we had lots and lots and lots of rain. So that kind of, but I shared a photo. I just put up a photo, and sorry, not a photo, a little short of the cliff walk we got in before I was trying to go to another cemetery. But yeah, so the video up this week is one that we have done before, that we have visited before. Um, I tried to get to a few headstones that we hadn't read. It's St. Declan's, Ardmore, Waterford. Up the road, then I was telling everyone there's McKenna Castle. I didn't do McKenna Castle because, as I said, I have the video, but what I wanted to do was go to that mausoleum in the hope that maybe, it wasn't in the same state that it was in before. And unfortunately, uh, the two lead coffins are still. Oh, thanks, Jean. Yes, Ron is amazing, Jean. Ron has been a fantastic help for me. He's given me great advice. He's the one that pushed me to kind of do videos, and I'm eternally grateful to Ron. He's actually an amazing, amazing man, and I'm happy to call Ron my friend now. But he is the master. But just to get back to it, the mausoleum, it is completely open still to the elements. Those two lead coffins are completely open to the elements. If somebody doesn't act fast, there is nothing going to be left of the mausoleum, because, as I said, it is cracked and it is falling apart, and um, those beautiful lead coffins will be no more. So I've been wanting to go up and to do that, and we did it today. So that is one that's going to be up this week. Some of my new subscribers may not have seen it yet, but I got kind of up close and personal to two lead coffins today, and I tried to get as best footage that I could. And would you believe, while we were there, this little robin never left us alone. It was constantly, like, we went off for a while and came back, and he just appeared again, flying around. It's almost like I'm a big believer in, I'm spiritual, I suppose, and I definitely believe that the robin has something to do with that, as well as the butterflies. But it seems to be more and more cemeteries I go into, this little robin will always come and fly around us. It's come so close to us. It is it's unreal how close this robin got to us today, several times. Like, yeah, Jean, a symbol of a spirit, and I would like to think that it is the spirit of the person that maybe I'm reading their name. Or I have actually often followed a robin going from headstone to headstone, and I have read each headstone that robin has stopped on, just because I think that he is trying to tell me something or show me something. Yes, I definitely think that I have a few here um, from Ron. He's been amazing, and, as I said, amazing help. And I'm happy to call Ron my friend now, and we often do chat. Yeah, Elaine, they are the hardest to read. I have to agree. They are so hard to read. Some of them I read and find it hard to move on. Um, just because you can just feel the sadness. You know, it's not right. It's not right that a parent should bury their baby or their child. It's not fair. Um, and yeah, it is. It is. I mean, how does anyone move on from that? It must be devastating. Absolutely devastating. Yeah, Julie, robins are the most beautiful bird and always around Christmas time in Ireland. For some reason, they are the ones that are around the most, and you'll see them getting quite chubby and puffed out with the cold. Yeah, we have crows and we have ravens. Now, the only difference I think are crows are smaller, or maybe ravens are smaller. I'm not sure. So it's quite hard to tell them apart unless you're up very, very close. Thanks, Katrin. I will, Cynthia. I will keep doing what I love doing. And I do love it. It is as simple as that. I absolutely adore it. If you had seen me last week down in Temple Michael when we got to look into those coffins, I did actually jump for joy. I was so, so excited. Is that what it is, Tom? I can never remember, Tommy, whether it's crows or ravens or bigger. And there is it a jackdaw as well? I think it's similar looking as well, but I know one of them have this massive, massive kind of a grey beak almost. He's kind of when he's up close and personal, he's kind of a bit you can kind of get a bit intimidated by him. Yeah, Julie, they're just beautiful, aren't they? They're friendly and they're curious little birds. Yeah, Catch, and I think it is the ravens are bigger than crows. Thanks, Nancy. Yeah, Nana D. Irish eyes is right. White dove is surely a sign of peace. Yeah, Susan, my parents actually love feeding the garden birds, and would you believe this year was the first year they had actually a woodpecker come and feed from these little off the bird table. So I managed to get them a photo of it. It's just very, very strange to see a woodpecker because it's not something you see at all. And so there seem to be coming out more and more. Jean, I don't have any merchandise. I think I'd have to wait for the channel to get a little bit bigger before I'd even tried to come up. I think we were laughing last week what we could put on a t-shirt if I was ever to do it, and God bless would be one of them, and wow beautiful would be another another thing to put on it. It's something I have thought about, but I just think that I'll have to wait for the channel to get a little bit bigger. Wow, Kylie, wow. Actually, Walter, I've never heard of that song. I'll have to look that up. Now, having said that, when I listen to it, it is probably something I have heard. I'm just really bad at remembering songs and actors' names and all of that. Yeah, doves are gorgeous. Rooks, that's another one, Julie. Yeah. Yes, ravens like, and we've magpies. Are magpies ravens? Oh God, I don't know. Magpies is something in Ireland that I don't know whether you ever heard of one for sorrow, two for joy, three for a letter, four for a boy, five for silver, six for gold, seven for a secret never to be told, and that is the magpies. They're black and white birds. So, and when you see one, you have to wave at it. Well, guys, do you know something? We are already here for over an hour. I can't believe it. It is always amazing to talk to you all. You're all so kind and lovely. We had a few trolls. I think I'll have to ask Irish Eyes about that. And we don't need that. We're a happy bunch here, thank God. Um, yes, Catty, climate change for the woodpeckers. You could be actually, yeah, you could be right. Anyway, guys, I hate leaving you, but I have to. I have to get ready for work tomorrow. But take care. God bless, and please God, will talk to you soon. I'll have that video up during the week. Those two beautiful lead coffins and St. Declan's Cemetery. So take care. Mind yourselves. God bless. Bye bye.